Okay, so where are we up to with this this servo assisted brake circuit? So we've now got the pipes back, we've got them fitted. Brand new pipes coming out of the master cylinder. They go down into the master cylinder and then come from the master cylinder back into the existing circuit. So unfortunately we don't have a tool that makes the brake pipe ends, so we took them into a local garage. Big shout out to Charlie Latham Motors of Nantwich, who's fortunately got the tool and he's made them up for us. So we've now got them back in place. So the next thing to do is to bleed them, make sure everything's nice and tight, bleed the brakes, and then take it for a test drive, take it for a test run. So the way to bleed mini brakes, because we've introduced so much air, we're going to have to do a complete bleed of all the brake system. So the way to do it is to work away, start with the furthest brake, furthest wheel away from the master cylinder and make you work towards it. So because the master cylinder is offside front, we're going to start with near side rear, then offside rear, near side front and offside front. So starting with the furthest one away from the master cylinder and working our way back towards it. So let's get them bled and then we can take it for a test run. Okay, so here we are bleeding the brakes. As you can see, I don't know if you can see in the pipe there, we've got quite a bit of air that's coming out. We've actually got a pipe going into the just a container. We've got brand new brake fluid in. So it's a two-man job, and I'll just show you what we basically do. So the pedal is in the up position inside the car. So are we in the up position? We are. Okay, so all I'm going to do is loosen the nipple and go down, and you can see there the air coming out, lots of air coming out, and then tighten it back up. Okay, up, and then I'll loosen it and then back down. More air coming out. The only reason I do this is you can get special pieces of equipment which will stop you having to close it, but I just like to close it. It's a good way of doing it. Okay, back up, back down, and more air coming out. As you can see, we just keep doing this process now until we get pure fluid coming out with no air bubbles. Back up and back down. Still lots of air coming through. A little bit less now. Okay, up, back down. Yeah, more coming through. And we just keep repeating this. Up and back down. Up, back down. And it's important after you've done a few just to go and check your levels in the master cylinder to make sure you're not running out of fluid and putting more air in. So we'll keep working this process and we'll get them all bled, but that's basically how we bleed brakes. Okay, so we've done the back, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do the front, and it's exactly the same process. The only difference is this on discs, so it's just got the one caliper and the bleed nipples out at the top. So same again, just a flexi pipe off it, going into a waste pot, ready just to catch the brake fluid. So same process. Okay, down and up, down, and we can see the air bubbles coming through. Don't know whether you can, I don't think you can see them there, but see if we can get a bit of a close up of it. Okay, down.
What's down?
Okay, up,
Yeah.
down. A few little wobbles coming through. Okay, up, down, up, and down. And that's pure fluid. So looks like we've got the air out of that one. So we've just got one to go. It's always wise to, once you've done something major job like this on brakes, it's worth just bleeding it all through, and then because all the brake fluid is new, the brake fluid itself will naturally have air in it. So after a few days, let it settle, just go around them again just to make sure you've got all them little air bubbles out, because the slightest air bubble in a brake line can cause a spongy pedal. So it's always better to give it a few days, let it settle, and then bleed it once again. So one more to go and then we're road testing. Right, so
all bled. Next job, bonnet back on. Two-man job as well. 2 bits of cardboard, just in case. Get your side. Just rest it on the cardboard. Right, bring these up. Go to yours first. Yep. Yep, gotta stay in. Okay. Right. There you go. Is it paint? There you go. 2 nuts, 2 washers. Oh, they're nice and free for a change. Gone on.
Is there a paint mat where it was set before?
Yeah, there is. The paint set where you were. So when you put a mini bonnet back on, when you're putting the nuts and washers back onto the brackets, onto the hinges, you'll find that there are marks in the paint where they used to be. Just line them up to there, and normally 9 times out of 10 you'll find that it shuts perfectly. Might need just a little tweak, a little adjustment, but if you set it where it was, it should be good. Cardboard out. So yeah, just a couple of pieces of cardboard just on the scuttle there, just in case you accidentally drop the bonnet or it slips off the bracket while you're doing it. It just saves the paintwork. I'll just check they're tight while you're doing that. I had the easy side, did I? Right, so let's show you the servo in place. So, and there she is. So she doesn't actually look too bad. Like I say, this is a Mark II Mini Cooper, and we want to try and keep minis as original as possible, but when it comes to brakes you can never be too careful, and mini brakes, especially cars of the 60s, they never had the best of brakes to start with. So, you know, just for modern day traffic and making it as safe as possible, we've now got servo assisted. Also got the pipe coming off the manifold, off the inlet manifold, down into the servo, just to give it that pressure that it requires. So hopefully once we get it on all 4 wheels, we'll take it out for a road test, and we should have better brakes than we started with. So there we go. Okay, the moment of truth, a road test. Little stab of the brakes before it hits the road. It's always a daunting moment when it goes for a road test, and you're waiting for it to return, especially after doing something like a servo installation. But here she comes. Beautiful. Oh yeah, loads better. Not locking up though.
Job complete.